Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Adesua. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, Mr. Efeni.
Yes, let's start straight away with these day newspapers. Now, the lead story, which we have discussed extensively, but we'll take it. Buhari orders security agencies to unearth roots of corruption in NDDC. House committee directs arrest of interim managing director as delegation works out on lawmakers. South-South governors deplore commission's crisis back audit. Yes, the presidency spoke yesterday, the president specifically through his spokesperson, asking that security agencies should wade in and coordinate the investigations going on, particularly the audit. Besides the audit, because this audit is forensic audit is supposed to cover from inception to 2019, when this interim body came into, the interim management committee came into office. But in the tenure, the short tenure of this interim management committee, a lot of allegations, huge funds being expended. You heard of the COVID-19 expenditure by this committee under the watch or supervision of the minister. And when this committee presented their budget, yesterday's working out was just the last straw, if you will. A lot of revelations. They couldn't account for some spendings. And yesterday, some of the contractors who were asked about the payments they received, Ruben, they couldn't explain how, what they did, the papers they processed before they were paid. And one of such payments will shock you, Ruben. 600 billion naira for media consultancy. And they asked the the owner of that company, well, I don't want to name names, was asked, what did you do? Present your papers that were processed. So what am I saying? A lot of sleaze under this interim management committee. So between the interim management committee and the minister, there is the need for proper investigation so that all this, you did this, I did not do that, we can go beyond the smoke screen and get to the root of this crisis that we have seen played out so dramatically in the last 1 week. And also to add, the problem perhaps, like I just mentioned, because I listened to you earlier, may have emanated from the president himself, who nominated persons and sent their names to the National Assembly for a proper board. They were screened, approved, but the president decided to stick with an interim management committee unknown to law. Another revelation, Ruben, perhaps not a revelation, just to bring this to your notice, of our viewers rather. In that management, the proper board that President Buhari nominated, the nominee for Rivers State is a certain Joy Nune. She refused to appear for screening, perhaps enjoying her position as acting MD. But on Monday on this program, she called for that board that had been screened to be installed. So, Ruben, Rufai, and Adesua.
Well, a few comments. Now that the president has asked for an investigation by the security agencies, I hope that the security agencies will act swiftly. And they have to start with the investigation of what happened yesterday in Port Harcourt with the invasion of the residents of Joinini. Because as the papers have reported today, One, the Inspector General of Police is claiming that what happened is without his knowledge. The Commissioner of Police in Rivers State is also insisting that he did not deploy anybody to go and invade anybody's house. Now, where did those policemen, where did they emerge from? Could they possibly have been thugs in uniform? Could they possibly have been, assassins, would-be assassins? So these are many questions that should also be, raised. In addition to the forensic audit of the NDDC, that seems to be, in trouble because more attention is now being paid to personality conflicts. Now, that's one. Two, I think also that, the president should ensure that when this investigation begins, that the present interim management committee that has been overseeing it, there have been allegations raised against that interim management committee also. Maybe they too will need to step aside, or they will need to answer the audit, the comprehensive audit of the NDDC. The audit should be independent. Three, the National Assembly has the right to play its own oversight function. But what we saw yesterday was a case of the NDDC team walking out. Now, was that walkout, was it premeditated? Is there a connection between it and the attack on Joy Nunes' house? Because Joy Nunes was supposed to have appeared before that committee also. Maybe if she was not stopped from going to the airport, maybe she would have appeared and she would not have walked out and she would have made more revelations. Don't forget, she's insisting in one newspaper today that she's still going to say a lot more. So, but I would say, that the onus is on the president to make sure that the directive that he has given is properly carried out.
Yeah, Ruben, but just for clarity,
yes.
When that team walked out, Professor Ponde walked out with his team, they were specific that the chairman of that committee is not fit to preside because his name has been mentioned in several allegations concerning contracts. So I don't think it has anything to do with whether Joy was coming or not. They were specific.
No, I was just saying, I was raising questions. I didn't say it had a link.
No.
But the truth of the matter is that, look, those allegations that they have made against the chairman of that committee, why has Professor Ponde and his team, why have they not reported to the security agencies that these are the lawmakers who are responsible for this and provide relevant evidence?
I think I'll posit two scenarios. The first scenario I'll posit here will be the forensics. We are all calling for forensic examination now. Somebody has said it shouldn't even end in 2019 October. You should extend it up till dates as we speak. The first scenario is, can we get a special mechanism that will monitor the forensics? Not this IMC, obviously, because there are a lot of allegations against them. It's still under this current IMC, they talked about the COVID-19 palliatives. They talked about some media fees and the likes. So let's put them aside. We could set up an investigative panel, or we could set up a special panel to look into this that will work with, the independent forensic examinators. Secondly, the second scenario I want to pose is, after we get the forensics and we get all this information, what do we do with them? What becomes of them? Are they told to return these monies? Or will it lead to a better way of running the NDDC? Will it lead to the NDDC being restructured? Because we need to start looking at the end in this country. That's something we don't look at. We're all calling for forensic now. Would it just be a case of we will see the results, we will shout, we will do trial by media, we will say, wow, and make all the noise, but nothing will be done because I'm concerned about how we can restructure the NDDC in such a way that it will work for the common person living in the Niger Delta region where their resources are being taken to benefit this country. So those are the two case scenarios I'm looking at.
It's a challenge before President Muhammadu Buhari.
Can I just say this is double jeopardy for the people of the region? Where does it all end, really? That's the mind-boggling thing for me. When does it end?
Well, also, we must not allow the police authorities to wash their hands like Pontius Pilate of the Joy Nunes incident. The police commissioner was called. He could have put a call across to the IG. Are you the one who sent this man? No. Then moving. He did not do that.
Anyway, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Emmanuel Efeni. Thank you very much indeed.